Hi, my name is Michael Dowling, proudly representing McGrath Estate Agents, and welcome to this month's local lifestyle update. This month forward, we're going to be bringing you some special insights in regards to what it's like in the selling experience. Now, we've just sold a property at 5 of 20 Lane Cove Road Ryde last month, and the owners are kind enough to sit down with us, and we get a special insight in regards to how their experience was when selling their property with McGrath. So guys, thanks for joining us today. We've just had a great experience obviously selling your property and obviously first time selling, so we want to get a bit of an insight on how your experience went through the sale process. First of all, just wanted to start by asking that exact question, like what were you feeling like before you went on the market?
I think between the two of us we were pretty nervous in regards to, we were excited. It was this next step for us to update with a young family. But nervous in regards to choosing the right agent, getting a good price, the price we wanted. But all in all, I think we were both pretty excited because we knew that that was the next step for us to take.
Excellent. Yeah, and I mean the eventual sale, obviously it did eventuate and we got a great result, but I mean prior to going on the market, there was probably a few things you had to do, and with a young family it wasn't easy. What things did you do prior to going on the market that you think really helped you?
We basically took everything out of the house. Well, no, not quite everything, but we just took out all of the excess that we could definitely live without.
Big decluttering.
Yeah, and we didn't quite go as far as getting like a stylist or anything else. We did it with the help of some friends, but really, really made sure that it looked good to go and welcoming and that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, you definitely hit the nail on the head with the presentation. Like obviously the feedback throughout was fantastic. Everyone was mentioning how spacious the villa was, so that was really good. In regards to the process, like we spoke at the beginning about auction and marketing and so on, did you have any hesitations about going to auction?
I don't think so. After talking to yourself and your team, I think obviously you're in that game. You understand what's probably better and what's at the appropriate time. The only thing with auction, I think, was just the nerves of reaching a final price that we're happy with. That was the biggest thing. But the feedback from yourself and your team was probably just a comforting factor that, that's why we decided to go with auction.
Yeah, fantastic.
Don't get me wrong, I felt very reassured by you guys, but I was very nervous about the whole auction process.
Yeah.
And of course, like getting the price and it being, I guess, in the heat of the moment and that sort of thing, that made me very anxious, like no thinking time or anything like that. Not that there was much choice in the long run, but yeah, it did make me quite anxious, the whole auction thing.
Well, I think when you're selling your biggest asset, it's not only normal to be a little bit stressed and nervous, but hopefully we guided you in the right direction throughout.
Yeah.
Just on that, you mentioned the team. Like, how did you find the experience of dealing with my team at McGrath and obviously Kiner and Chris and likewise?
Yeah, I found it fantastic. So easygoing, so welcoming. Any questions we were able to forward to you were answered in no time at all, which sort of puts us in a comfortable position, rather than something hanging over our head or something we're uncertain of. We're able to get an answer pretty quick, which settles the nerves because it is a big decision to go through. But yeah, we were kept in the loop every step of the way, and even the meetings we had weekly towards the end, coming up to the auction. It sort of really put you at ease.
Yeah, excellent. And that's what they're designed to do, because obviously it is a big step and we want you to make the right decision and not just sell for the sake of it.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing throughout the process is making sure you make the right decision with reserve. What was your thoughts when we were going through the reserve setting and things like that?
In my head, I just wanted to make it higher. But yeah, under guidance, I think obviously we made the right decision and that sort of thing, and following your recommendations, and it was actually really, in hindsight, it was really quite easy and not as big a deal as it felt at the time anyway. Yeah,
nice. I think few new marketing techniques we use with your property as well, like obviously quite big on the social media side of things now. We're one of the sort of first agents to utilise Facebook marketing around the area. I think your property had around 9,500 views on Facebook, so that was phenomenal.
That's pretty good, yeah.
And we streamed the auction live on Facebook.
Yeah, that was good.
How did you find all those little touches?
Yeah, I was probably 9,000 of those views. No,
it was probably 500 of them.
No, it was really good, to go the social media options and then have that feedback that we were having that many views. Like, I would never have thought that it would be, I guess, that effective in reaching that many people, and, just to think that it's really getting out there to a lot of people is, reassuring that we were going to get a good audience and therefore hopefully get the right price.
And I think that through social media, it's the way that everything's happening these days. Everything's going towards that. and the trend is that, you know, social media is the way to get an audience, really. So
Yeah.
I think it was a really good, you know, really good aspect of it.
Yeah, I think like any owner moving forward, I think a combination of social media as well as internet marketing and obviously top displays and so on is all going to blend in together. But I think your property was the first good example. We had high numbers and high volume.
Yep.
And even to have the Facebook stream live on the auction process, that was really good as well. In regards to obviously the day of the auction, what were you feeling the day of the auction, and how was that morning?
Pretty surreal, really. It was exciting. I was really excited in regards to, like I said earlier, this was our next step. So I wanted to sell and move on, but incredibly nervous. And I mean, to me, and I think both myself and Sophie, I think we were both nervous, but very excited. But in regards to being nervous, you guys were, you know, you put us at ease with any question we had, made us feel more than comfortable on auction day. And look, at the end of the day, we got an awesome result, you know, and we were very, very happy with the way it went.
I was in two minds. I was well and truly nervous, but I was also very ready to sort of get it over and done with, so to speak. You know, it seems like it was quite a long feeling of 4 weeks. The 4 weeks felt quite a long time, the whole campaign sort of period. But I also sort of felt this was it. Like, we were not going to get better than this. I felt very rest assured that, to a degree, that whatever the price was on the day, that was sort of the best we were going to get, and like I sort of was at peace with that to a degree, while being nervous at the same time.
Excellent, yeah. And I mean, that's how you should feel. That there definitely should be an element of nerves. It's the biggest asset, so I'm sure no one's going to sell at auction and not be nervous the day of. If they do, they've got ice in their veins. But the reality is that it's the biggest asset. So I think you did well. You definitely coped with the day pretty well. The presentation was amazing. I think throughout the whole sort of sale, the presentation of the property was just consistent, which is amazing considering you've got 3 young kids under 4. So I think you've done really well there. Is there any tricks that you did to do that?
Yeah, a fair bit of TV for the kids during the campaign period. It was a bit tough at times keeping them under control and getting the house looking how we wanted to. But we had some grandparents help out as well, and just really tried to keep it clean day to day, which, you know, sort of helped in the long run, I guess. But once it sold, it went back to normal.
Nice. A bit of a reality check for the kids.
Yeah.
Excellent. In regards to the buying process now, because I mean, you guys chose to sell before you bought. What was the main reason in that in the first instance?
We're pretty lucky in regards to, we've got friends of ours who have gone away for 6 months, and we're staying in their house now. So we were able to sort of sell before, obviously going and looking and buying.
We would
stay at their place while they're away.
Yep.
And I think first time selling, we were happy to sell first, know what price we got, then we were able to go and look at things that were then within our budget.
Yeah. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
I think it's sort of like shopping with a credit card. You could go and spend a fortune and not know if you can actually pay it back.
And also a credit card that we couldn't get approved for, really. So but it was really, at the end of the day, it was really a matter of, we really wanted to sell so that we knew we had X amount of dollars from our sale, then this is how much we could borrow or we're happy to borrow, and that's our budget. So so there's sort of no grey for us now. While we're looking now, we know exactly this is our ceiling sort of thing.
Yeah, excellent. And how are you finding the process? Now you're out at open homes, so you're on the other side. How are you finding the week by week process?
Yeah, searching is actually worse. It's interesting. It's a bit full on Saturday mornings or Saturdays going around and looking at everything. But it's an experience. But
and it sounds like you're getting closer. Like you sort of bidded on a couple of properties now at auction and just missed out. So I mean, usually that means that you are getting closer, and I'm sure the ideal property will come up. How are you finding sort of our help throughout that process and sort of getting to know what properties are worth and so on?
Yeah, brilliant. Like I said earlier, any question we've ever had, you've been straight up with us. But it sort of does put you at ease, even, because obviously we're not in that game, so we don't know what things are worth and you know what really to look for. But any advice you've given us, you've put us on the right track, and we've been able to go and look at a few properties that maybe we probably wouldn't have. And both of those are the ones we've been pretty close with both times. So it really does make us feel comfortable in in that aspect of looking.
Well,
Yeah,
good
it's
to know.
almost like having a friend on the inside go, oh, this is what we're looking at. Can you tell us what you think and that sort of thing? It's actually really reassuring, and yeah, to know that sort of the information that you're getting is, from someone in the game. So, yeah.
Well, I think that's the ideal scenario. Like, obviously, we've got the team there, and the benefit of the team is not just to help people sell, it's also to help throughout the process of looking and obviously finding the property, as well as all the reporting. We've got access to all the data, so anywhere we can help out, that's obviously what we utilise for.
Yeah.
I mean, in regards to the whole process, is there anything that you think that, looking back, you would change to get a better situation, or do you think you just sort of did everything right and you'd probably try and replicate it next time?
Look, I think in the long run, so far, it's worked out really well for us. I mean, hopefully, we're down to 4.5 months to find a place. So long as we find a place, within that time, then the whole process is, has gone reasonably well. Like, don't get me wrong, there were definitely stresses and some late nights and that sort of thing, but I think that's the case in any situation. I guess it's also the beauty of hindsight. It'd be nice to know there's no need to stress as much. It'll all work out, sort of thing.
That's the way. That's the way. So, Andrew, thanks for joining us today. Obviously, you just had a great experience selling your 3-bedroom villa in Ryde. Fantastic result. I just want to get a bit of an insight on how you found the experience. Obviously, it was your first time selling a property. So, what was most nervous about the process for you guys?
I think, like you just mentioned then, that it is our first time selling. And to me, that was probably, in the back of my mind, created those nerves, that it's our first time. We didn't know where to go, what we were to expect.
Yeah.
And the whole process itself was an unknown to us. And that sort of in itself is something that's a little bit scary, I think.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, along the way, we were given every bit of advice, to make us feel comfortable.
Excellent.
But the day itself, it's something that I'll never forget. It was fantastic.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, look, we knew it was the right time for us to sell. 3 kids would sort of outgrown the villa. Yeah, but it was nerve-wracking to take such a big step. Auction, it was all a lot of anxiety around that. But yeah, we just knew it was the right step, right move forward for us, and so just had to put some trust in you guys, knowing what you're doing, and it was okay in the end.
Excellent.
It's also getting rid of something, then having to go and find something.
Yeah,
so you're getting rid of one thing.
Zone.
Yeah, you're totally outside your comfort zone. Getting rid of a house, then not having anything, to move into it's a big step.
Yeah, definitely. It was great sitting down with Sophie and Andrew to get their experience on selling with us at McGrath, and we really look forward to bringing you more experiences in the coming months.